In the next 10 minutes, you're going to build a fully interactive 360-degree scene. No developer, no special skills, just ARuVR. I'm going to use a health and safety scenario, wind speed on a scaffold, but everything you see here works equally well for onboarding, compliance, product training, or any L&D use case you're building for. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools to create a working scene and a module with a shareable link and a clear picture of what to build next. Let's go. Active 360 degrees training scene. Within a real workplace environment, with no developer, no special skills, just ARuVR. I'm going to use a health and safety scenario, wind speed on a scaffold, but everything you see here works equally well for onboarding, compliance, product training, or any other L&D case you're building for. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools to create a working module with a shareable link and a clear picture of what to build next. Let's go. You're looking at the ARuVR dashboard. This is where all your projects live. To create your first project, hit Create New, give your project a name. I'm calling this one Working at Height. Firstly, we're going to need to add a background to our 360-degree scene. To upload a background, open your slide panel on the right-hand side and click Add Background. Here you can choose an image or video from your library, or you can upload one from your computer. Alternatively, you can make use of our AI tool to add a 360-degree image. ARuVR accepts equirectangular 360-degree images or videos. And there it is, your learner is now standing on real scaffolding. One thing to sort before you add anything to the scene: where does the learner start looking? By default, they will open the experience facing whatever direction the camera was pointing at when the photo was taken. If that was a wall or some empty space, we can fix it now by altering the focus point. So I'm going to rotate the start view so the learner faces where the action is. You want their first view to be the thing that you're training them on. So the scene is in, the start view is set. Next, let's make it interactive. So this is where it gets interesting. You can add in objects to your 360 scene and make them interactive. To add one, go to the toolbar at the top and hit Add, then select Marker. You'll see a library appear. Here you can upload stuff from your computer or use objects already in your library. In this example, I'm going to use a question card which I've created in another tool with the appropriate branding added for my client. I'm placing the hotspot near the scaffold because in this environment, this is where the decision would happen. In a real session, the learner would navigate to this point, see the question card and want to click it. Now this marker is just a visual element. To make it interactive, I would assign a correct and incorrect answers. I need to add some more elements. So I'm going to go back and add some more elements. I'm going to go and click Add, select Shape, and then add a rectangle. This I'm going to add on top of the question card. I'm going to change the colour to appear in green to show that it's the correct answer. I'm also going to make the shape transparent so it's not visible to the learner, but it is still interactive. The 2D marker view at the bottom of the editor shows you the entire 360 panorama flattened out. This is where you will place and transform hotspots. You can also see the full scene at once. You can adjust how big this view is depending on what you're working on. Then, to make this object interactive, I'm going to add some behaviours to the object. So I'm going to click on the behaviours button. Here I can then attach what happens when the learner clicks this hotspot. When the learner clicks on the correct answer, it should assign a score, play an audio track to highlight that that was the correct answer, and also mark the slide as completed. Then you can view this in the traditional view, which we have here, or actually look at it as a behaviour tree. So we've created what should happen if the learner answers correctly. Now we need to create the incorrect behaviours. What you can do is copy the marker we've just created with the behaviours attached. So I'm going to copy and paste the marker. I'm going to move the new marker on top of the incorrect answer and then adjust the behaviours so the score changes, the audio would play the incorrect audio, and it would also mark the slide as failed. I would then adjust the colour to be red to signify the answer underneath is incorrect. Then I'm also going to add a title to showcase that it's called Wrong One in case we need to adjust the marker or behaviours later. Then we have another incorrect answer. For this, I'm going to add a new marker exactly the same as before. I'll add a shape, adjust the colour, make it hidden on load so we can see it but the learner can't. I'll rename the object to be Wrong 2. Then to speed up the creation, we're going to go to object called Wrong One, go to behaviours, select all and copy the behaviours. Then I'm going to click on Wrong 2, go to behaviours and click paste. This will significantly speed up your creation process with the ability to copy and paste behaviours from one object to another. Now we're going to preview this scene. So hop up to the top of the screen, hit present at the top. This will load in a new tab and will be what your learner sees. Your learner now feels like they're inside the scene, they're facing the scenario, and they have to make a decision with the question in front of them. That's the difference between reading or watching some training and experiencing it. So the first part of your module is built. Now let's get sharing it. To share your module, what you can do is create a shareable code. This code can be inputted on the ARuVR app on your mobile or on a headset, or you can just share a URL with the code at the end for people to view in their browser. ARuVR gives you these sharing options so that anybody can consume the learning material you create on whatever device they feel most comfortable with. You can also publish your module within your LMS by exporting the relevant file from your ARuVR dashboard. There'll be further videos on how best to share these modules with your learners and how to start collecting data from them.
So you've built your first scene within ARuVR. You've uploaded a real 360-degree scene, placed an interactive element within a safety scenario, and published a live module. That's your foundation. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to build a full 360-degree fire evacuation drill. Multiple scenes, branching decisions, consequence feedback. The kind of module that makes safety training something your team actually engages with rather than endures. And in video 3, we're going to go into branching scenarios, how to build the decision trees that drive behaviour change, not just knowledge recall. That one specific